Hello everyone, and welcome to another Minecraft update video for 1.20.3 covering pre-releases 1 and 2. This means that we're getting close to the release of 1.20.3, and I don't know if we're going to move on to 1.20.4 or 1.21 with the next snapshot. But I do know that all of the 1.21 content we've seen is behind the experimental features tab, meaning it's still subject to change and under development. Now, I was away on Monday, which is why I missed the release of pre-release 1. This is a good time to remind you that the regular cadence of Wednesday snapshots now changes. As we get pre-releases and then release candidates, these releases will be more frequent. Now, first up is something I missed from Snapshot 36A. There are new sounds for the decorated pot. We have the break sound, the smashing sound, and a new step sound for when you're walking on top of the decorated pot. Next up, we're going to talk about the copper bulb, which had an unfavorable change in the last snapshot. This block had a delay of 1 game tick, which was removed. Now this means that it has no delay whatsoever, and this is a 20 Hz clock. The one that I showed you in my previous video was actually a 10 Hz clock, so this one goes even faster, and look at that, some absolute blinkage. So let's go and look at the same contraption in an older snapshot. What you'll see here is that the copper bulb isn't updating at all. That delay of 1 game tick means that it can't update as fast as the redstone behind it. And I believe it's possible to make even faster clocks than this 20 Hz one, and that means that the copper bulb would interact with all of them because it has absolutely no delay whatsoever now. Oh, and one thing we should test is, does it interact with the comparator? The answer is no, because this thing is too slow. And it's not a visual thing either, as you can see. Oh, wait, what? I don't know how I did manage to just do that. I want to do that again. What did I do? How do I recreate it? Anyways, the point is it can now do something that it couldn't do before, so it may not be all bad for the copper bulb. Now we can get into pre-release 1, which has some big changes to server resource pack handling. Here is an example of what logging in used to look like. You would get this download resource pack screen, and then the resource pack would reload. But now in this version, you're going to get a toast pop-up showing you the progress of the download, and then the resource pack is going to load the game and you'll be logged into the server at that point. This seems like a smart change so that you don't log in and slowly download a resource pack while you're actually stood in the world, possibly in survival. Maybe you'd get creepered. So now you download the resource pack and then log in and apply it. You may also notice that it says 1 out of 1. It seems that this pre-release has added support for multiple resource packs to be applied on a server. The changes are described with a lot of technical language, so it's difficult to decipher fully what's going on here. But I can show you some changes in how these files are handled locally. So they used to be put into a server resource packs folder, and this would keep the 10 last resource packs on hand. With the latest snapshot, this folder is renamed to downloads, and inside of here there is a log file, and then the resource pack is kept inside of a folder that has a UUID name. And here is an example of what that log file would look like. This also comes with a new entry inside of server.properties, which is known as resource pack ID. I believe those UUIDs we just saw are linked to this entry here. And there is more technical information on the blog post, some changes related to the hashing of packs too. When it comes to packets, you can see here it says clients now accept multiple server resource packs, and that one was added to unapply server resource packs. And as I mentioned, this sounds like multiple resource packs being available on a server, and possibly them being able to be changed dynamically while you're playing on it too. It's not entirely clear to me, but these changes seem mostly positive. Also in this pre-release, grass was renamed to short grass, and that's not just its visible translatable name, but its underlying name is short grass too. And because of this, the data pack and resource pack versions had to be updated. This might seem rather pointless, but as someone who uses commands to occasionally fill an area with grass blocks, you tend to type grass and then you get this stuff. So yeah, it might be me, but now you're less likely to make this mistake when filling in an area with grass blocks. And the bugs in this pre-release seem to be mostly related to inconsistencies in recent snapshots. For example, the charged creeper and the wither boss had its glowing layer rendering incorrectly. So yeah, most of these were just little things that had cropped up in the last few snapshot releases. When it comes to pre-release 2, the changes are related to the breeze, which we'll get to shortly. And as for the bug fixes, once again, it's mostly inconsistencies from recent snapshots. However, this one goes back as far as 1.20.2. The rain texture wasn't looping correctly. Let's just jump back a second. So yeah, you can see it sort of doesn't line up properly. One that was a little more concerning was the ability to pause the game and then button presses would be carried out after you had unpaused the game. But other than that, I really felt like these ones were barely worth mentioning. So now let's talk about changes to the breeze from these two pre-releases. Oh, and if you're enjoying this video and want to catch the coverage of future pre-releases and Minecraft news and changes, please do hit that subscribe button and then you can stay informed. So the breeze's wind charge attack will now be able to break decorated pots, dripstone, and also chorus flowers. So now we're going to drop into survival and see that in action. Just need to get these breezes to attack me. Okay, there we go. We saw some of the pots smash apart there. Oh, there we go. Another example of that breaking. Right, I'm just going to stand up here and there you saw it. It broke the chorus fruit. Yeah, all seems to be true except the pointed dripstone. I'm standing in the middle of this stuff now and the attacks aren't breaking it. Okay, we're now going to apply the levitation effect to the breeze. This is what you can get from being struck by a shulker bullet. And the change is that they'll be able to attack the player whilst they're in this levitated state, which they couldn't do before. The breeze also couldn't attack when it was in deep water, and if you wondered if this thing could survive in water, well, we're finding out now it takes damage. But yeah, underwater breezes can now attack the player. And here's something I missed from our previous coverage of this mob. It completely deflects projectile attacks. Look at this. It's just popping these arrows off to the side. Now I mention this because there was a change where arrows that are on fire would have got deflected but still set the breeze on fire, which has been corrected. But I am now wondering, what other projectiles does it deflect? It doesn't deflect the snowball. What about a poison potion? Nope, that can hit it. But arrows it will deflect. Further investigation is of course required. We are here, of course, to talk about the changes, and a breeze that was captured in either a boat or a minecart would have been pacified. This means that they wouldn't be able to attack the player like they're doing now. And I've been conducting an experiment with little success here. You see, these breezes in this boat, they don't appear to be maneuvering in it, turning it, or traveling at all. This is important because this tag was added to these experimental changes, can turn in boats, and currently it only contains the breeze. Maybe this is something planned for 1.21, the ability for mobs to control the boat that they're in. I think that could be really cool. But we will have to wait and see because that's all of the changes I'm covering in this pre-release and the last one. And an hour or two after this video goes out, I'm going to be live streaming over on Twitch, but lately I've been live streaming here on YouTube as well, so make sure you're subscribed, look out for that red ring around the channel icon down below. If you're watching this video and it's red, it means that I'm live and you're more than welcome to come over and hang out with me. Anyway, that's it for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon with another. Bye bye.